Ete. Ete. Church on Sundays. Ete. Church on Sundays. 80. 80. Church on Sundays, 80. Unless you, just in case you didn't understand. 80. Church on Sundays, 80. You know, yeah, Selects.me, that's where you'll find me. Share and like, yeah. That's what you do in these videos. You share and like, yeah. You know, as always, sometimes you see, when I come to do the video here, I wonder what on earth we gonna talk about on that one? What on earth we gonna talk about on that one? You know, what on earth am I gonna talk about on this one? And then, I mean, to tell you sometimes for me, I mean, just this whole moving forward in faith in God, and moving forward in faith in God. You know, God uses people to say things. Right? I mean, if you know that, I mean, definitely God has used people to say things in my life. For sure. You know, and I've talked about that spiritual voice. And so the thing that comes to my mind, you know, God uses people to say things. Sometimes you got to be on the open, listening ears for that kind of thing, because a lot of times it doesn't happen without no coincidence. No, it's just not no coincidence. No. It's just not any coincidence that it happens a lot of times, because I've had experiences where one time, and I don't know if I might have told a story or not. I mean, I may have done, but here, you know, it was just, it drove home the fact that God uses people to say things to me. One time I was going through a really difficult time in my life, and while I was going through this difficult time, and I'm pretty sure I probably ought this story, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just need to listen. You just need to listen. And so I'm going through this difficult time in my life, and then all of a sudden, you know, I start getting people saying, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, you know, and then random people that, you know, it's just like whatever, you know, and it was just all of a sudden it started popping up there. Take care of yourself, you know, and I was having it about 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then over a period of time, and then one time I was coming out of a parking lot, and I got coming out of the parking lot to go drive into the street, and I got down a little bit too far, and so I went to back up, and when I went to back up, accidentally there was somebody behind me. I wasn't even paying attention because my mind was so going crazy with this tough time that I was having in my life, and I backed up and I bumped into somebody, right? Got out, looked at there was nothing that was wrong, you know, no harm, no foul. There wasn't any damage or anything like that, and I got back into my car and I sat down in the front seat, and what went through my mind? Take care of yourself, right? You know, so then I started to take, you know, a lot more note at that point of actually taking care of myself and being, you know, being a little bit more aware and trying to slow down because of all the craziness that was going on in my life at the time. And, you know, so God uses people to say things, and which kind of opens the door for me to talk about what I was going to talk about. And, you know, like I've said before, and we all God's children, that's right. And we're needing to go so desperately is a really deep spiritual understanding of the fact that we're all God and we're all God's children. I don't care who you are, where you are, what part of the world, what language you speak. It doesn't, all of God's creation. And, you know, and I've said this before, I hope it doesn't take a meteor crashing towards this earth, dooming the existence of humanity here for people to finally wake up and that understand that we're all in this together. I mean, and we're not just all in this together just because we're all on this earth. We're all in this together because we're all one family from one Father. Yeah. From one Father, yeah, we're one creation from one Father. We one creation from one Father. We one creation from one Father, and there's one God, and we're all God's children. What's fascinating about this and what kind of brought this up a little bit. And I read this somewhere, I don't know, you will never look into the eyes of somebody that God does not love, right? Think about that. Think about that. I don't care, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwan, Russian, Bulgarian, Mexican, South American, whatever. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them out there. There's a whole bunch of creations out there. It's lots of creation. There's so much creation out there that, and to think about this to me is just astounding that you will never look into the eyes of a person that God does not love, because every person has a soul, and all souls belong to God. God is the beat in your heart and the breath that you breathe. He is the life force that sustains you. To keep you going. It's like he keep you going. And so you keep on going. And that is relevant throughout all people. I mean, we've got such a thing going on in our country right now where, we're trying to make a certain person feel negative or feel bad and make them look bad by calling him a racist. He's a racist. And there is a lot of racism in our world, period, because there's so much difference in our world. But, really, the truth of it is that if you peel away the skin, there is something underneath. Underneath all of this skin, hair, peel that layer, we're all the same underneath, right? You can go ahead and look at the physiology of a human being, and maybe some are taller and shorter and, whatever. Some are different size, whatever it is. But the physiology of humanity is relatively the same. Now, of course, there's been people that have growing up and raised in cultures in different areas of the world, and they've adapted to that, and because of their adaptation to their environment, maybe there's some differences in the physicality of them. But by and large, for the most part, on the majority, we're all the same underneath. So That to me should be really, it kind of puts a lump in my throat a little bit. That to me should be something that should be a spiritual awakening, for people to understand that we're all on this earth and we're all on this planet together and helping each other and being together and knowing that we're all from one family. It's kind of funny that rings a bell here about, you think that your family should be the best resource for you sometimes, but it's just always not, so that's unfortunate. But, for the most part, we're all the same. And we're all one family. So we're only confused and looking about what's on the outside, the different cultures, the different languages, the different this, the different that. But under all those layers of skin, my brothers and sisters, we are the same. Mm-hmm. If you peel away the skin, there is something underneath. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the fact that we're all the same. So, you'll never look into the eyes of someone that God does not love. And, it's kind of interesting. Yesterday I was driving down the road to that Mexican restaurant I told you about in previous videos. And I'm in a certain part of town. And so there's a race that's more prevalent over there, obviously. And so I'm driving, but it's just kind of like getting caught in a moment and looking over at these Mexican gentlemen driving their car, and then that going through my mind. You will never look into the eyes of someone that God does not love. You will never look into the eyes of someone that God has not created and made a life for. And this whole creation thing's a big thing. It's huge. It's massive. What an artist God is, done through the power of love. God is love. Think about that one. If God is love, the power of love is huge. It's really big. It's huge. Like a big muscles, it's huge. Yeah. Church on Sundays.